Welcome to the Christian Ministry Church podcast. We're praying that this message equips and empowers you to live in the kingdom of God. Now for today's sermon by Pastor Tim Brooks.
Well, what a thrill for us, as Paul said, here in this ministry to have Applied Life, our Leaders Academy, celebrating 40 years. 40 years ago, Terry and I walked out and greeted our very first intern class, and here we are 40 years later still doing it. And I think anniversaries are vital that we celebrate those because you don't have any success without anniversaries. You have to have success, it takes anniversaries. You can't pull your seed up and plant it somewhere else every 6 months. It just takes anniversaries, and I don't know. It's amazing to watch what's happened in Applied Life over the last 40 years. And for you, some of y'all have been in this church serving, giving for 30 years. Well, then you begin to see fruit that's a result of what you've done. The Bible just tells us those who endure to the end, those that grab hold of the plow and don't look back, those that don't shrink back, God's blessings are just on hanging in here. And today, this weekend, it's just been a payday for us. And I do want to add with what Paul said, thank you. Thank you for making this ministry possible. Thank you for making happen what we make happen here on a daily basis. Well, with the last month and the last several weeks talking about and planning our Leaders Academy anniversary and all that on my mind, y'all know whatever's on my mind tends to happen in a sermon. That's just the way it is. But I've been thinking, how do you have anniversaries? How does that come about? And to have anniversaries in your life, you have to know something. You have to know something. And the title today is that I want you to know you're on an assignment. You're on an assignment. And you have to know that. And if you don't know that, you're not ever going to have any anniversaries. I want to talk about living life with the knowledge, the understanding, the revelation that you're on an assignment. And the teaching in our schools this past generation on evolution, you didn't come from anywhere, you're not going anywhere, you just banged in here, you time plus chanced in here, you're an accident, there's just a bunch of stuff banging together out here in the middle of nothing, and all of a sudden you happened here. That understanding, what you don't realize carries heavy consequences, not only for an individual, but for a society. You can't teach that without down the road having serious problems. I came from nowhere. I'm going nowhere. Then I'm mad, I'll just spray bullets in this building. I'll throw rocks in this business. I'll just shoot and kill somebody that I disagree with. And I'll turn the gun and shoot myself. Why not? I didn't come from anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Why not? Just whatever I feel like doing, just start spraying bullets everywhere. I'm nobody. I randomly happened here. So you follow the emotions of the flesh. You follow that sin nature to gratify that feeling at that moment. I'm married to this one, but right now I want to have a fling with this one. Why not? Why not? Who says I can't? I'm at work. I got a job that is being used to funnel money into my family, but the boss rubbed me the wrong way, so I quit. I don't have a job, don't know where I'm going, don't know what I'm going to do, but who cares? See, you came from nowhere, you're going nowhere, you answer to nobody. Boy, it really creates problems in life. I went to a school that I liked, that I chose, that I thought was the best decision, but one wrong decision from a teacher or principal or somebody, I'm out of here, I don't have to do it. See, your life changes. When you become aware, God created me. That's not a Sunday school lesson. God created me. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Our scripture for today is Acts chapter 17, verse 26. And it says, God chose the geographical location for you and the date and time for you to be here. He put me here. My life is on an assignment. I didn't random happen here. Well, Tim, I wasn't wanted. I was put up for an adoption, right? Nobody wanted me. I grew up in foster homes, just bounced around. I've been totally unwanted. Look, God knew the sin nature of mankind. And God created the process of conception where your mom and your dad were used by God as incubators. But they didn't choose who you are. Out of the millions of sperm, out of the millions of eggs, out of the God is the only that I formed you in the womb. God is, and maybe you were wanted. Maybe your mom and dad wanted you, and I'm happy for you. Maybe your mom and dad didn't want you, and I'm so sad for you. Has nothing to do with God chose you. See, God chose you, and He birthed you with your talents, your giftings, your ability, who you are. That's God. God chose you. And you understand that, and your whole life changes. When you know I didn't evolve here. I wasn't an accident that happened. I'm fearfully and wonderfully created by God and placed here at this date, at this time, and I'm going to stand before God, and I'm going to give an account of everything I said and everything I did. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. When you're about ready to do what it is you're about ready to do, and you start thinking, I'm going to have to stand before God one day. I'm going to have to stand before God. Maybe you disagree with what someone said, but I'm not going to just shoot them because I got to answer to God. I've got to answer to God. See, all this we see going on is a result of an educational system that brainwashed young people at a very early age that you're an accident. Nobody wanted you. You're just random here. You're going nowhere. You came from nowhere. There is no God. You have to answer to nobody. We're seeing the result of that thinking right now. And every person in the world needs to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're going to stand before God. You're going to stand before God and answer for what you've done. No doubt you're mad. I get it. You're frustrated. I understand. You totally disagree, but you don't spray bullets in a building. No doubt you don't like someone. There's a lot of things I don't like, but I don't throw bricks through someone's business that worked hard for the inventory in there. I don't turn over a police car and set it on fire. Absolutely, there are some bad policemen, some policemen that make wrong decisions. There are some wrong decisions made in the police force. But when my wife leaves a store after dark, carrying her purse, walking across a dark parking lot, I would love it if a policeman was in that parking lot leaning up against his car, looking around. I'm grateful to the police. I appreciate what they do for me and my wife and our family and our society. I'm grateful. Do I agree with every decision made? No. See, we instill into this country's thinking that God created you. God gifted you. You're here on purpose, and you will answer to Him. You have to know that. And to do that, to instill that in our country, it has to start with us. It has to start with each one of us. Before you quit, before you fly off the handle, before you twist off, before you let go your temper and slam doors, you got to know. You got to know. I'm going to answer to God for my actions right here. God chose you. Acts 17, He determines the geographical location of your habitation. Why were you not born? Why are you not right now in Africa or China or India? Why were you not born in 1825, in 1725? Why were you here, born for this day and this time? See, why were you just naturally good at academics? Why were you not very good at academics, but boy, you were good working with your hands? Why were you naturally drawn into nursing or into welding or into construction or into sales? Out of all of your friends, why did you choose this path? What was in you? See, we're gifted, we're called, we're wired by God. Now, we improve our giftings. We practice them, we expand them. But if you give me 1,000,000 years, I can't learn chemistry. I cannot learn it. And the other folks that were sitting right beside me in class, this is so easy for them. My mom played the piano and was quite the pianist. And she was bent on her first son playing that piano. I wish I had part of the money that she has spent on me and my piano lessons. For years, I lost count of the whippings that I got around that piano. I mean, you're going to practice. You're going to practice. Oh, I'm done practicing. Wham, wham, wham. You're not done practicing. She was bent on me playing the piano. I hadn't talked to all of our folks up here on stage about their background, but I'm going to go on a limb and say I've had more piano lessons than all the folks up here put together, and I can't play a song. Why? Why? Church, there's only one reason. You were fearfully and wonderfully made for purpose, and you were created on a purpose. God's got a purpose for you. And it wasn't my mom's purpose. I was going to be a pianist. She missed it. You're on assignment here, now, who you are, the age you are. You're on an assignment right now. And life changes when you don't, Tim, I know it, move on in the sermon. I got it. No, when an awareness of that is in your daily life. When hour by hour you function in your day understanding I'm here to serve God, serve people, and bear fruit. This job, this career, this is my calling. I'm assigned by God here. God drew me here. God opened the doors for me to be here. This is my assignment from God. Now, the boss is hurting your feelings right now. You're pretty mad. A coworker has made you mad. I get it. Look at who I work with. I'm fully aware of coworkers just irritating the dog out of you. I get it. You're tired. You're bored. Customers upset you. But that does not make the decision for you to quit, because that didn't make the decision for me to go there. God assigned me. I'm on an assignment. I'm walking out in my life an assignment. And church, I'll answer to God. I'll answer to God about what I did. I won't answer to God for what anybody else did. I won't answer to God for you coming or going or in or out or up and down. I'm going to answer to God, how did you do with what I called you to do? My wife is my assignment. Sometimes I'm happy with her. Sometimes I'm not. She seldom is happy with me. That doesn't make any decisions for us. Here's what God has called us to do. The school that you're going to, you prayed about it, or you said you did. God led you. You interviewed. You felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. You got to know every teacher, every word out of their mouth is not going to be perfect nor to your liking. You have to know the coach is not going to be perfect. You got to know the other kids on the playground are not going to be perfect. You know all of that, but that makes no decision, because you understand, here is where I've been assigned. Here is where I have been placed. Do you have any idea how much a senior pastor is criticized and gossiped about? Yeah, most of you do, because you're part of that. But no, I'm just... We need whatever in the nursery. And you decided to fix the parking lot. I'm quitting this church if that's the way this church feels about our children. I feel pretty good about our children. I love our children. We just had some holes in the parking lot. It wasn't a statement about how I feel about the children in our nursery. Come on, are you understanding this? It's never ending for all the reasons for you to be jerked up and leave. But see, I am here in this church for 50 years because I was placed on an assignment. Not because I've always liked it or wanted to. You're on an assignment, and you live your life understanding God's called you and you're assigned. God saw no man to tend the garden, and He created mankind, and He placed us here. And because of sin and the sin nature being passed down, it says there in chapter 3, thorns and thistles, it'll grow. And thorns and thistles continue to grow. I want you to think about this. Have you ever noticed that beautiful green grass doesn't grow in your yard and stop at 1.5 inches high? Your yard is a fight, at the very least. It is a fight. I plant grass, I fertilize grass, I water grass, and I got grass growing over in the asphalt driveway and bare spots in my dang yard. It's about more than you can take. It's more than you can take. I mow our grass, and I walk back in the house to cool off, and I swear it looks like it's grown 2 inches. I got to mow it again. You can't, I just mowed that. I mean, it is a fight. I plant grass, I poison weeds, and we got a lot more weeds growing than I got grass. If anything is pretty in your yard, you busted your tail to get it there. That's all I can tell you. Your house is a fight. It's a fight. It doesn't stay beautifully painted. The gutters don't stay clean. I thought the other day, if a leaf falls in the state of Arkansas, it blows to my gutter. Really? Why is the furniture in our house so dusty? We don't live in a construction zone, and you can write your name in there, and we just dusted. Where is all this dust over the furniture? Why don't my clothes stay pressed, starched, and hung in the closet? What happens to them? Why does the light bulbs? Have you noticed how quick the light bulbs always go out? Just FYI, those new LED 20-year lifetime light, they go out in 3 months just like the real light bulbs do. To heck with all that. You're not convincing me of none of that. In 3 months, that'll be out too. Don't give me that lifetime stuff. Why does the window just get stuck when it was open and fine? What's the deal? Your house is an all-out fight for you to live in that thing. It is a fight. Here's my point. Why do we not expect our marriage relationship to be the very same? But why do we expect that our marriage relationship is just going to be a bed of roses? It's going to be beautiful. It's wonderful. You quit working for 5 minutes on your marriage, and that baby will grow thorns and thistles. Just like when you don't dust your furniture, just like the roof leaks. You get a great job, a fun job. You quit working on co-worker relationships, on maintaining your friendships. You got a little rub with a co-worker. That's the one you need to take out for lunch and visit with. You quit working on co-worker relationships. Take your hand off of it, and you watch what happens with all those folks down there that you work with. Look at your attitude. If you're not daily working on a right relationship with your boss, if you're not controlling your attitude, watching your tongue, watching your anger, your job will grow thorns and thistles and weeds. A great church, it's where God is growing you. You quit working on your attitude, and in no time, you're going to disagree, You're going to be frustrated. No one there likes me. I don't like this. I don't like that. We got one pastor down there that I absolutely love, but boy, those other two are hard to listen. You just stop working on your mind for 1 minute. Take your hands off of your love, your commitment, your dedication to church. Take your hands off of that and become a judge and a spectator, and you watch how quickly the church that you did love is now growing thorns and thistles and weeds. Somebody have to drag a chain around my ankle and drag me out of this church. I love this church. We'll see you in a few weeks. I mean, you watch, when you quit working on your attitude, it'll go south on you. Why? Because that is what happens living in a fallen world. I'm on an assignment. I live my life on an assignment, answering a call. You don't take a job to see if you like it. You're assigned there to improve it, to grow it, to bear fruit there. It's a better place because you're there. You don't get married to see if it works out. You get married and then you start going to marriage seminars and you start reading books and you work every day to create fun and you make sure that she has fun when she's with you and that you're fun to be with and you're building and you're working. See, you're on an assignment and you take your hands off of it, you watch thorns grow real quick. You watch them grow. In your school, is your school better because you're there? Is Leaders Academy better because you're in the dorms? Or are you there to see if you like it and see if everybody's perfect that go here? 1 Corinthians chapter 6 is very clear. Your body is not your own. You were made for the Lord. Verse 19 and 20, you are his temple. You house, the Lord inhabits you. You are the Lord's dwelling place. You are the Lord's physical body on this earth. You are the Lord's hands, feet, mouthpiece on your job. On your job, the Lord inhabits you. You're his mouthpiece. Now, what was that you were saying? What was that you were spewing? You're the Lord's mouthpiece. You're to encourage, to edify, to build up, to be a light in a dark place. See, now, what was that you were just saying? What was that you were telling about somebody? See, you're not your own. The Lord inhabits you. You're not your own. It's my body. I'll do what I want to do with it. It's my body. I'll have it like I'll put whatever in my body I want to. I'll drink what I'll do. No. Your body's not your own. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and you're here on assignment. You're not here to redefine sin. You're not here to vote for alternative lifestyles. You're not here to redefine marriage. You're here to bring his will on earth as it is in heaven. You're not here to institute your will on earth. We're not here to redefine his will. You and I are here to bring his will on earth like it is in heaven. That's what we're here. That's what we're here to do. Are you making that happen in your home, in your marriage, in your school, in your job? People are born with sin nature. They do the wrong thing. They say the wrong thing. Are you bringing his will into that situation? We're assigned by God not to be mad and leave, but to make it better. Make all of your life better. We're here to chop out the thorns, chop out the weeds. What does that mean? Chop out your bad attitude. Chop out your smart aleck tongue. Chop out your laziness. See, we're here to chop out what naturally wants to grow. You're not going to have a good marriage, you create that. You're not going to have a beautiful lawn, you create that. You're not going to have a good school, you create that. You're not going to have a beautiful home, you create that. You're not going to have a flawless, perfect job that you love. You create that. Why is your yard ugly? You took your hands off of it. You just took your hands off of it. Why are we having problems wherever area it is in our life? You took your hands off of it. Carrie and I are constantly mowing, washing dishes, washing dirty clothes, fixing doors, oiling hinges, planting roses, watering flowers, replacing light bulbs. This morning I turned my sink off and the dang thing just kept dripping. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Why do we think anything less is going to happen for our job, for our school, for our church, for the area that we live in? It's a fallen world. We live here in this world with physical laws. You're aware of the law of motion. You're aware of the law of gravity. Make sure that you stay aware of the law of entropy. That law says everything is on a downward spiral. Things move toward disorganization, not toward organization. The law of entropy. And it is just as consistent as the law of gravity. And so you have to know in your home, in your family, in your relationships, at your work, the law of entropy is here. If I take my hands off of it, it's going to move toward disorganization, not organization. So you work to maintain relationships with the people you work with. You work hard to maintain relationships in church. You work hard, and when you take your hands off of it, you can know thorns and thistles will grow. You're on assignment. Don't give up. Don't take your hands off. Oh, well. No. It's not, oh, well. Let's get the lawnmower out. Get the weed poison out. It's not, oh, well. It's not over. It's not over. I'm going to have a great marriage. I'm going to have a great home. I love this church. I'm staying in this church, and it's going to be a place where God grows me. It's not, oh, well. Come on. Make wherever you are better than it would have been without you. Bring His will into your home, your life, your job, your school. You got to live your life. Live your life with an understanding that you're on a divine assignment. Acts 17:26, the Amplified. And He made from him one source all the nations of men to settle the face of the earth, having determined their allotted periods of time and the fixed boundaries of their habitation. You're here, you're right here, and you're on an assignment. And it's a game changer when you understand that and when you live your life. I want to encourage you. Live your life each and every day. I'm on an assignment. Walk out of your house. I'm on an assignment. Walk home and walk into your house. I'm on an assignment. God's got an assignment that you're on. Y'all stand with me. I want to take just a few minutes right here while we're standing. There's some that have felt like you're not wanted. Yeah, I know God created me. I'm in church. God created me. No. Since you were very little, in the back of your mind, you felt not wanted. You felt ugly. In your back of your mind, you felt stupid. Rejections happen. You had a husband or a wife leave you. That rejection cut deep. And for years, you felt like nobody wants you. Nobody loves you. You suffered a real deep rejection. Folks have walked out on you. Nobody needs me. Nobody wants me anymore. I'm worthless. Today, I want you to know you've been lied to, and you bought into a lie. You bought that thing. That's a lie. That in your mind is a lie. God created you. I don't know what all the hurts and the pains and the loss and the disappointments and the rejection that happens as a result of living daily in a fallen world. But God created you, and God has a plan for you. You're on an assignment. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God needs you. We need you. Your community, your family, you're needed in this life. Now, we're going to break that lie. We're going to break, you bought into it now, we're going to break this thing. Regardless of your past, you can't read the Bible without being very aware that God uses really imperfect people. Boy, you talk about some messed up past that God used mightily. So don't tell me about it, well, Tim, you don't know what I've done. No, but I know what King David did. Come on, I'm just telling you. I know what people in the Bible did. And God uses imperfect people, regardless of your birth. I'm sad about your mom and dad not wanted you, and you grew up in homes and I'm sad about that. But God chose you. God chose you. He's had his hand on you since before you were born. God chose you. He talks about before the foundations of this earth, God's got a plan for you. Nobody picked you out. God did. God chose you. Come on. If you bought into a lie right now, let's everybody close our eyes for a minute. And if you bought into that lie, come on, let's renew our mind. I don't know what to tell you to do except you're going to have to take those thoughts captive. You're going to have to stop that running through your head. Everybody in here, say it with me. God, thank you for creating me. God, I acknowledge you as my creator. God, you created me. I am fearfully, I am wonderfully made by you. God, thank you for choosing me. Thank you for assigning me. Lord, right now, forgive me. Forgive me for letting the devil lie to me and me buy it. Forgive me. Forgive me for letting the devil deceive me. Come on, right now, I want you to see yourself as important to God. I want you to see yourself as God has a plan for you. Well, Tim, I'm getting old. God still has a plan for you. And when he doesn't, you won't be here. But you're still here. God has a plan for you. Now, God, I submit myself to your plan. I submit myself for you to use me. I say, Lord, here I am. Use me. Here I am. I submit myself to you. You're not here to see if this school is a good one or not. You're here to make it a good one. I'm seeing if this marriage works or not. I'm going to make it a good one. Come on. We're going to turn life around. I'm going to have a beautiful lawn because I'm going to work hard to make that happen. And I'm going to have a beautiful life, and I'm going to work hard to make that happen. Now, Lord, we honor you today. We change some wrong thinking, and I see myself as somebody. I see myself as worthy. I see myself as important. I worship you today in Jesus' mighty name. And everybody said, amen and amen.
Thank you for listening to this message from Christian Ministries Church. If this message impacted you and you'd like to sow into our ministry, you can give at cmchurch.com. If you'd like to listen to more of our messages, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for Christian Ministries. God bless.